Woo-hoo-hoo! It has been a minute since I've got to do one of these, and I'm super excited to show it to you. This is a photo shoot behind the scenes. Let's get into it. What is going on, everybody? If you're new around here, my name is Finn Badgley. I'm a commercial fashion portrait photographer and all-around content creator, if you like that term. I'm indifferent. So for obvious reasons, photo shoots and all of that sort of stuff have been a little harder to navigate in these days. But it seems to be being a little bit of a light at the end of the tunnel. And while a lot of my commercial and fashion work I haven't really been able to do a behind the scenes of, I did do a little shoot with musician and model Astrid Tanton. And these are going to be some of the images as well as some of the thoughts that went into these actual photos and just the overall mood and vibe that we were going for and how we got there. So Astrid gets sent some clothes by different brands and stuff like that, being a musician, a bit of a influencer if we want to throw that term around. And with that in mind, I thought she had a cool aesthetic and we got together to do a photo shoot. And basically what we were going for is a sort of look where somebody is in their own home environment. The story starts out with them being very comfortable, just being in that environment, like you can see here with some of the purple loungewear set that we started with. Getting on the couch, doing that sort of nice loungewear vibe, very cozy, that sort of thing. And then we step out to the balcony, and this is really where they start kind of branching out. And all of this, really the mood is that they're really feeling themselves and this sort of confidence through that. And we start with a very kind of cozy, comfortable vibe, and slowly it becomes a little edgier and they start to move outside of that environment and get out. And in this, we actually start inside, go on the balcony, and then up to the roof. So you can see this actual, it's like a rising progression that is evident not only in the mood and in the wardrobe, but also in the physical location that we were at. So going from the purple set, we got some great photos there, that confident, cozy vibe. Then we go out onto the balcony, and that's when we have this sort of off-white moment that's going on here, and just very into that feeling yourself moment, still holding on to a bit of that cozy vibe with that teddy sweater, but also branching out from it a bit. We had a bit of that openness sort of thing there, rolled up a little bit, cropped in that sort of thing with how this was styled. So we got really some cool shots there, leaning on the balcony, really nice, getting that beautiful view in the background. It was a fantastic day for that, so that light definitely helped with that. But also, you know me, I'm gonna light this how I want to, and I made sure to do just that. So I have my Flashpoint Explore 600 with a 36-inch octabox on the balcony itself, and you always make sure to weigh those guys down, especially when they're on a balcony, because the last thing you want is that going over, because that would be a disaster. So we got some great shots that you can see here of that fit. It was just a great little moment there. And then we transition into more of a monochromatic look. And this is where you get a bit of that edgier kind of vibe, really feeling themselves, that confidence level through the roof. And what I really wanted to do here was actually shoot into the balcony, framing Astrid there. So what I was doing is I was in the actual space where we shot in previously, and I zoomed in on a long focal length. If you've followed me for any length of time, you know I love my zooms. So I zoom in nice and tight there, getting just enough of the surrounding frame of the actual entrance to the balcony there. So that way Astrid is framed nicely, but you almost get this viewer sort of perspective there, and it leads to just a great candid moment. I absolutely love how these shots turned out. And then we also got some other ones just to switch it up a bit on the balcony as well. Myself, I love going between a longer focal length, punching in a bit, whether it's full body, whether it's cropped in, and then coming in at something like a 35mm focal length, getting a nice close up, like medium style shot, which is about from the waist up or so, almost that kind of cowboy shot style if we're using those shot terms and everything like that. But then it leads to a really nice perspective because that focal length isn't going to really distort anything unless you get really close up to their face, in which case it'll elongate it. But it keeps everything nice and flattering, but the background will be nice and wide and just gives a really nice perspective and almost looks what some people might call cinematic. And this is just because of that widescreen type of look that this kind of pays homage to, if you will. Then you can see absolutely fantastic photos. Astrid crushed it on this one, as all the others. And then this is following, like we said, that progression. We got a little flowery dress moment on the actual roof. So that's where we get that really rising action there, not only in the wardrobe, but in the actual location. We are on top of the building here. Absolutely amazing view. Now, here's the thing. These photos on the roof, they are in direct, harsh sunlight. But I'm not afraid of that. So I pulled out that Flashpoint Explorer 600, put a 7-inch reflector on it because we're not afraid of hard light in this house. So we used that as a backlight, filled in with the strobe, got those nice highlights, and it just led for a very dramatic, very confident, killer look. And it led to the overall vibe being amazing. It lifted those shadows enough where you still get a bit of those highlights from the actual sun itself, but it doesn't completely have a huge contrast between really bright whites and really dark shadows. This fills everything in really nicely and gives that nice punchy, crisp light that works for that vivid, really cheery, confident mood that we're going for. Astrid absolutely crushed it with these poses as well. You can see how this direction actually served to work for that. If you want to know more about how I go into actually posing and directing the models that I work with, I made a full video talking about that, so a link to that will be up here. So make sure you check that out so you know how I actually go about interacting with a model on a shoot like this or anything else. So that way I can get the vision that I'm looking for and the model knows exactly what's going on and we're all on the same page, and then everybody's happy and we get some great photos. So with all that said, Astrid absolutely killed this one. I hope you really enjoyed the photos out of this. If you have any questions about anything, make sure to drop them down below. I'll make sure to chime in, answer as best I can. And with all that said, thank you so much for watching. I hope you got some value out of this video and maybe just enjoyed seeing a little behind the scenes action of a photo shoot with myself. Make sure to drop a comment if you like this kind of thing and want to see more behind the scenes videos from me in the future. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the bell to be notified when I post new videos so you never miss an upload. Thursdays and Sundays every week. Work hard, rest often, and as always, we'll see you on the next one.